Not a problem. Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens, our host, Joe Shue. Top of the morning to you. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Exciting day. Hope you have a great day today and time to go to work. Things are happening. People are having successes. People are starting to get the idea as to what we're talking about. We'll talk more about that this morning with our topic. So with that being said, we're going to get right to it. So, Joe, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, Mark. Morning, Victor. How are you?
I am fantastic and amazing and excited.
Well, it is exciting that a lot of things are in place, and what we need is always an understanding, and we need involvement. So, tell me and I'll hear, show me and I'll see. Get me involved, I'll understand. So we have some things to understand, and we'll talk about that today regarding, results, regarding activity, and then we'll talk about involvement, what it takes. But Mark, I'm going to ask you a question, and then we'll go down this road a little bit, but I want to cover a couple things. But what's the most important thing when you bring a new person aboard? Let's just cover a little bit of the process as to what you do, what you would like the new person to do. And because, look, let's face this, without new people, this business does not survive, period. That's it's the industry that we live in, is that it takes a team effort. It takes people communicating and connecting with other people. It's the same in regular business, except it's done in a different way. You have to communicate to the community, to your radius, your business radius, what you have in your store, the features and the benefits, and why someone should come to your store. And if you had a store like that and you were looking for a new employee, a new worker, maybe even a new partner, it would be just the opposite. You would want to know from them, what can you bring to me? Not what can I bring to you. Yes, I have something. It's a job. It will work. Here's what you'll be doing. But why is it that I should hire you as opposed to the next person? Tell us about yourself. So that's important that we distinguish those two there's two different types of companies. One is, we look for people to advance our business, and in a regular store, we look for customers who have transactions, who are regular customers of ours, to keep our cash flow going. And that's a really important subject, cash flow. We're going to talk about that another day. But what's important to you, Mark, the kind of the steps that you would like to see your new person? They've communicated with you. I know this morning you've had some success with people going through the funnel. So at this stage, if they were to decide and you were to decide that you were right for each other, and let's go together and see, what would you like to see them do initially?
The first thing I would like for them to do is get education. And the thing about that is that first you have to educate yourself before you can educate them. So I want to get them in. I want to educate them. The first thing I want them to do is get the Tools Rock marketing system, because we have an education vault back there, and I want to kind of direct them through that so they'll understand. And in other words, I want that first day to be exciting for them, because they're excited because they've got something new, but they still don't know what it's about, so they have to understand. So I have to educate them in order for them to understand. I have to direct them and educate them. And so, that's getting them registered for Karatbars, getting them in the Tools Rock system, and showing them some of the things in that system that they need to do. I want to first direct them and see what they can do, and then if they need some help, then I want them to come back to me so I can start educating them that way. Because some of us, we're going to get, we're going to get people that we may have to babysit a little bit, but that's still a part of the process. But you really would like people that you don't really have to babysit, but you can direct them, give them directions, give them education, and they can go in and do the necessary things. Because not only that, then I want to kind of talk to them about, getting leads and things of that nature. And then I want to look at the first week. How is the first week with them are very important. They should be up and ready to run to me in 48 hours. But then that first day is important, and that first week is important, because then that leads to it actually leads to the next quarter that you're going to be working with them. And remember what you said when you first talked to them. With a little bit of coaching and and training and a lot of help, you're asking them, do you think you can be successful with our company working a business from home? And they say yes. Well, then guess what? You still have to educate them in order to get through that process. So that's how I look at it, Joe. I look at that first day, I look at that first week, and then I'm getting them set for the next quarter. And remember, we have to lock arms and see where we go from there. And if it's successful, we keep going. If not, guess what we have to do? We have to kind of shake hands and part ways. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I just found it interesting yesterday that I read something that is being put out by somebody here in Karatbars that I don't know if they were referring to a certain group or us or whatever the problem is, because obviously they addressed it for some reason. But the thing that it said was that stop trying to be perfect. It basically was the message. Just get in there and go do it. Well, that's nice news. And I agree that you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be prepared. And there was not any mention of preparation. It was just about go out there and just do something. And as we talked about last week, and you just said it, I want them educated. An educated consumer, an educated affiliate will stay with you. I just found it interesting that they addressed that and shoved that out there in a newsletter of some sort about perfection, and people stop trying to do that. And I believe in just the opposite. I believe that you perfect your skills. Now, you don't do that. You don't wait to do that. I just heard you say, the first day, I want them to do this. And I agree. We want action immediately. And this is something everybody should remember and never, ever, ever forget this. You do not have a recruit until your recruit has a recruit. Now, think about that for a minute. It is the key element, one of, and a very, very important part of onboarding is for them to understand what this business is about. And I don't mean gold or some juice or vitamin. I mean this business is about developing and being part of a system whereby recruiting never stops. If that's what it's about, what is more important to you, Mark? Is it hurry up and go buy gold, or is it understand what we are about and start the process of developing and searching for serious, interested candidates? Which one would you want?
I want the serious, interested candidate, because when they are educated, they're not going to leave you because they know what to do and it's going to be working for them. And I don't want 1 week, 1 month, or 2 month wonders. I don't want that. I want a consistent business, and the only way to build a consistent business is by education. If a person knows what to do and they know how to do it, then that's very less worry for you. That's the way to build a business. And I'll give you an example. A lot of gurus now are changing their tune. They are redoing their education, and now they're talking about teaching people to have the right tools, to have the right systems, and have the right education to understand how to have a successful business from home. The gurus are changing their tune, Joe.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up. I'm going to bring this up. I'm glad you said that. I want to mention something, but I don't know the answer to this question, but let's see if people want to enter a chat with us and maybe answer a question. It's not a right or wrong. It's a guess, I would think, an estimated guess. How long do you think it takes for the average person who actually registers and joins Karatbars and locks arms, so to speak? I'm talking about the whole company, not us, not anybody, not any particular group, but overall in the entire company, a brand new person, let's say 100 new people came in today. How long do you think it takes the average person to purchase their initial package? Is it a day? Is it a week? Is it 10 days? I have a guess myself, but I'm wondering what other people think, because that's important to understand this. What do you think the average person is doing? Of all the talk, so as I'm talking here, people, put it in the chat box. What's your experience, or what do you think it is, or what do you hear that it is? How many days, or how quickly average person purchases their package? Is it a day, 2 days, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks? So let's put some answers in there and take a look at that. And I think this is a critical thing to look at, because all I hear are, from so-called gurus, is that the most important thing is to get in and get your package right away and hurry up and go do it. And I think that's fine if you totally get it. If you totally understand the importance of that package, which is you're not getting paid without it. But as Mark said, I want the serious person who says, look, I did join you. I realize it's free, but I don't get it yet. I see what you're doing. I don't totally understand. And you don't want that person sitting there in education all week long without any action. We want them in action right away. To some people, that action is go purchase your package. Now, certainly, I would love every person that came in, Mark, to see it, to get it, and the first day they go buy their package. I'd love that. But I want to know what reality is. And so I want them to know why they bought that package, not because you told them to or because there's a gram of gold and a silver or whatever. I don't want that. I want them to, based on the fact that you don't have a recruit until your recruit has a recruit, I need them to get into action to go find a new person to replace themselves. I have question number 2. Let's ask. How long does do you think the average new person who registers or joins the company, how long do you think they're staying with you on average here in Karatbars? Overall, not your group, not our group, just overall, 100 people came in today. 1 month later, how many of those people are still here, purchasing their package and in action, searching for a new business partner? We got any answers yet, Mark?
Yeah, pretty consistent too. The answers range from 1 week to 2 weeks.
And that's the 1 week to 2 is how long it takes them to purchase the package, right?
Correct.
I like what Robert Frank said. If they're still there and after 90 days, they stay there for a very long time, probably so. That means they've been onboarded properly. Okay, now we're looking at a week, 7 days. I would say about a week. Happens within a week. Yep, you're right. Pretty consistent. Matt says a couple of weeks, 7 to 10 days. That's max. Should be, yes, it should be about 48 hours, but the reality is it's not. 2 weeks too long? Yep. If they wait 2 weeks, they buy a package, they must not be interested. Maybe. Probably 90 days, 6 months. Yeah, probably so. All right. I think the average, I think most people said somewhere between 7 and 10 days. All right. All of the fuss, and I believe you're right. I believe it's somewhere between 7, 10, maybe 14 days before that person actually says, yeah, Merlin said KYC takes a while. Yeah, it didn't used to be that way, that we didn't need the KYC to buy the package. Now we do, so it takes a little longer. So that may take a few more days. That will add to it. But let's make an assumption here and say that to get your documents together, to get those together, let's say that takes about 3 or 4 days before it comes back. Let's just say that we're true, 3 days. You get back, all approved, average person, now you're in. Now there's 3 days of no package purchase. Mark's absolutely correct. What are you doing in those 3 days? What did you like a person to understand immediately? Because I can tell you right now, you can have Tools Rock set up in 15 minutes. If you have a lead system to use, you can get that out right away. You have a new person who can talk to via Tools Rock, send everybody they know, the friends and family website, just to let them know you're in business. You've got 3 days of no action. You don't have to be perfect in 3 days. You just have to be into action. And if you can teach your people that important step to growing that business from the minute they arrive, getting a system down or information where they can, no, I don't like the idea, Mark, of calling all my friends and asking them to be in business with me. I could name one particular guru, I'm not guru, but big person in this business who won't even talk to his friends. And you'd be shocked if I told you who that was. I know that because they've told me that. They don't have to talk to their friends and family to build a business. And the chances are that they did. If they did, they wouldn't get it anyway, the result. But they do give them information, and some of them are customers. It's how they deal with it, which is exactly how you should deal with it. So you don't want your new person coming in and making a list and calling everybody, asking them to join you and to take a look at it and maybe you'll want to work with me. They'll decide that on their own. But the first day, if you could show them the friends and family website and say, look, what if everybody you knew had this website? They would understand what you were doing. They would. They would see now that you weren't some, vitamin salesman trying to get a sale. They would see, wow, important. Look at the product. Look what they're doing. Very nice little website. Hey, I'll keep it in mind in the future. Nothing wrong with picking up the phone after you've sent it to them. That could be in their hands that very day. Everybody they know could have that friends and family website, and the activity could be that you could call each one of them. What would it take to call 20 of your friends that said, and family and acquaintances and whatever, and say, hey, it's Joe, and I sent over some information. Did you take a look at that website yet? Wanted to let you know I was in business. Take a look at it, and I'll call you back. And then I just really want you to know and show you I opened up a store or I opened up a business. And nothing wrong with that. No threat of I'm after you and chasing you down. But you could say to them something very clear. You could say to them, look, I'm working with this company, and we are under a major expansion, and we are looking for people who are honest and ambitious. One of my jobs is to actually schedule appointments for some of our directors. And, I wanted to ask you, though, a quick question. Who do you know that might be interested in a career change for the right money? And they say nobody, well, just keep my number handy. And if you do come across someone that would be interested maybe in a career change or part-time, would you mind sending them my way? Just wanted to throw that out at you. Now, that would just put that thought in their mind. And if you had them in an autoresponder with those follow-up letters, it would always be on their mind. So that's activity right away. That's one thing. Maybe you would get lucky, and maybe they would tell you about somebody. Maybe they would, say, hey, I'm kind of interested myself. Tell me. Maybe you would, maybe they wouldn't. The truth is you cannot control that result. You can only control that activity. And that's one of the first things you should be doing, is getting into action like that. If you have a system whereby you can send a piece of information to other people that you don't know, you would be in action there, seriously looking for people who would want to manage a business from home. So within those first 3 days, and let's just take a look at the reality, which everybody seems to think is so, there's 7 to 10 days. Imagine in 7 to 10 days, if you had a system going and hundreds of people were getting your message, you may come up with someone. And that's what I want my person to do, is get ready right away, get their KYCs done. And you know where that exists, Mark? Right in the checklist in back office of Tools Rock. Once a person makes a commitment for roughly $19.99, they can get that information, a handbook, a checklist, and actually get the autoresponder going, get their friends and family, acquaintances information, and if they had leads, cold market leads, people that they've had maybe from the past that they put into the autoresponder, they could do that. Or they could go and get a lead system, a bunch of leads, put them into the system. Now, we happen to use a company called USA Lead Club, and we put them through there. That's not the only thing we do. And now it becomes a numbers game, but I want my new person on board it. In other words, I want to bring them on board the right way, the right thinking, because when they bring somebody in, guess what their thinking is going to be? I need to get them to replace themselves right away. I need them to find a new person. That is the thrust of our business, is new people.
And Joe, you know what's real important about that? That's your marketing. Marketing is what we do to get our information in front of people. We have to let them know what? We have to let them know that we're in business. If they don't know we're in business, we won't get any business done. So that's part of the education, and that's one of the most important parts. You got to let people know, hey, look, I'm in business. That's very important.
I wonder what people are doing that aren't teaching that. I wonder what the new person does when you say, let's go, let's start, buy a package. To me, that sounds like you're trying to make them a customer right away, which is fine. Every affiliate needs to be a customer at least once a month. At least once a month.
Joe, they struggle. That's what they do, because they don't know what to do. They're excited, and they come in, and the product looks great, and this and that. But then when they don't know how to do it, they run into a wall, and they struggle, and that's how you lose them.
You know, it's important that you look at people that run major companies like Hewlett-Packard and IBM and so on, and I can tell you, if you look at all the last 15 years of business, you'll see that they started connecting with their employees, letting the field let them know what they needed, what was important to them. You know, years ago, many years ago, nobody paid attention. You worked for me, and that was the end. But they realized that this is the foundation of their business, their people. And they started to listen to the people. And that's what I'm saying here today, Mark, is that would a new person be more excited if they knew that someone that they had a new partner, knowing that the idea here is to grow your business, meaning a new partner who can actually create and cause transactions, which creates money in your pocket. Safford always said, nothing excites a new recruit or even a recruit, an affiliate, more than getting a new person on their team. Nothing. And he's right. So it's important that we get that out there. It's not that we're looking for everybody to be perfect, but we'd like people to understand the very beginning of this business when they come on board. I have had so many letters from people telling me, I know I'm not part of you and Mark's team. I know that. I know that, I'm in another group, but my group all they wanted me to do was buy gold and there's no education. Can I be part of this? Well, of course. I mean, anybody can come here. Anybody can call us. Anybody can, say, well, what do you think I should do next? What you should do is what Mark said. Get into Tools Rock. Get in the back office there by going to the training vault. And when you get in there, go to the affiliate handbook and read that. Go to the checklist. Get your Karatbars business set up, because that's what sits there first. And number 2 is the marketing system, and follow it with getting the autoresponders and your categories and so on in action immediately. And when you do that, I said this last time we talked about onboarding, and I asked, who do you think said this? And I'll just read this again. I'll just tell you who it was. Michael John Douglas, better known as Michael Keaton. And what he said was, work hard. This is what he learned growing up. And this is why he continued to be a success in business. He disappeared for a while in movies. Work hard, don't quit, be appreciative, be thankful, be grateful, be respectful. Never whine, ever. Never complain, and always keep a sense of humor. Those things will help you be successful. So the second one, it says don't quit. When a new person, or yourself, basically when we introduced a few programs to say, here's how you do this, it doesn't happen overnight. Numbers don't lie. We're crunching numbers now, and we need those that went into the USA Club to be able to give us some answers as to what's going on with you. Now, we could get disappointed all we want if you send out 135 leads and get nothing. Nobody responded, nobody clicked on. But if you crunch the numbers properly, you take a look overall. If we have reports from everybody, we would see, and we need to communicate this, how many people are opening your emails, how many people are clicking on, and we've made some conclusions just for a few days. We'll talk about that as we get a little further down the road. But it is a numbers game. It doesn't take 135 leads. We had somebody get 10 people click through, meaning go to the overview in 135. We had people, that did 500 and got nobody click through. But it's an overall average, not just of yours, but overall everybody that's using it and doing the same thing. What is the average? I got, out of 800 leads I put through 2 days ago, I got 45 people actually go through the email. And at that stage, the first 24 hours, nobody, and on 45, had opened up the actual company overview. And then all of a sudden, other people had 200, and 5 people had clicked through and gone to the overview. So we combine those numbers and see, wow, out of 700, about 1,000 people, we had about 15 people click through there. That was just a couple of people that reported. But the overall numbers are what we're looking for. And the bottom line is what I just said. The number 2 thing is don't quit. Work hard, don't quit. It's going to take a lot of contacts and pieces of information. Mark just said marketing is what you do to get your information in front of people. You might put it out there to 1,000 people and get 2 click-throughs, 2 people who actually clicked on the company overview, and the next 1,000 might be 30 people. We don't know that. But the key to this is the belief that it will happen. Quitting after 2,000 leads means 0. It means you will end up a 0. Because I know this industry works. Not our company, not our system. I know this industry creates income and success for not only the company, but for people. And if you bring these people on board properly, letting them know that you have an educational system to really teach them how the industry and how our company works, It's just what Robert said. After 90 days, if you keep them engaged for 90 days, chances are they're going to be there. And I don't mean just going to webinars and TBC and so on. I mean engaged, meaning activity, which creates results. So that's part of that. And I just want to say a couple more things. And that's this, Mark. Systems can be learned and repeated. There's still opportunities to succeed. You just need the keys. You need the keys to unlock it. And we talked about that. So the keys, some of the keys are what we talked about today. And one of the things, the keys to this, is you have to unlock the potential inside of you. You have to unlock that potential. The belief system is what determines the activity, which determines results, which determines potential. Talked about that the other day, a little diagram. Somebody said once, you won't get rich just because you live in America or just because you graduated from college. There's much more to it. You have to put into action what you learned, right?
Most definitely.
You gotta learn how to hyper focus. Reaching your goals that you previously thought were impossible. You learn in this business how to develop relationships that bring you success. And how to physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally get healthier. And what we have, one of the things is, you don't get distracted by the woes of life. Look, we all got problems. We got hurdles to jump. If they're not physical, they're emotional, whatever they are. But truthfully, Mark, combined with Carrot Bars, what we have to offer here can change your life. It will change your life if you really get it. And the first part of getting it is understanding, A, work hard, don't quit. Follow the system. Get your people boarded properly, on board properly. And that's within a couple of days. If you have 7 to 10 days before somebody buys a package, do not waste your time. Don't try to be perfect in 7 to 10 days and get all this education and reading and studying and organizing. Get your people into action right away. If you're not using a marketing system, what are you going to teach the new person to do? Most people bring people in and hope they know what to do and hope by putting them on a live webinar or hope that when they bring them to a training, they'll do it. Not going to happen that way. Success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You got to light the fire. And that's it. That's what has to happen. Lighting the fire for us is doing exactly what Mark said in the beginning. It's about getting them into action immediately and getting them to understand what it is they're doing. I'll end it with this, Mark. Tell me and I'll hear. That's fine. You can hear this all day, what we're talking about. And show me it. I'll see it. That's meaning go in the back office and looking at your book and your checklist. But the minute you get involved, the more involvement you have, the more you understand. And that's the key, is the involvement of it all. Your belief system has got to be to the point where you know that the activity that you're going to do is going to create the result. Can't manage the result. You might talk to 1,000 people who all say no, and you might talk to the next 10, and 3 of them say yes. We don't know. We don't know who is interested in managing a business from home. If they're not interested, I guarantee you, you're not going to interest them no matter what you put in front of them. That's all there is to it. When you locate the interested parties by knocking on all the doors to find out who they are, You will see. And believing creates the activity or determines the activity, which determines the result, which then determines the potential. So with that, Mark, we'll pick up this onboarding and more elements of this tomorrow. I wanted to really strongly, show and express what it takes. The initial part of this is what we talked about today, and we'll pick up all the elements of it tomorrow and how to really get them going once they get in here. The important parts of communicating their message and learning how to bring them to a director. So we'll pick this up tomorrow.
Okay, Joe, thanks. And that brings me to this. This is for Merlin. He wants to know where do we find this site? Merlin, what you want to do is send an email to J.P. Shoop, Joseph Patrick, S-H-O-O-P. You want to send your name, your email address, your phone number in case he has to call you, and what you're requesting. And what you want to request is you want to request what is the link for the site, whether it be Tools Rock or whether it be USA Lead Club, to get the tools that you need. That's to J.P. Shoop at earthlink.net. You get that to him today, he'll get that information back to you. You can get involved, and tomorrow you'll learn more things, and you can get it rolling. That's all it takes.
If a person doesn't remember that address or didn't write it down, you can always go to the New Breakfast Club at earthlink.net. Don't go to the Breakfast Club. That doesn't exist. But you can go to the New Breakfast Club at earthlink.net.
I want to read this, what Matt put in here. He says, and this is a quote from Calvin Coolidge. Says, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan press, hold on, my thing is jumping. Okay, the slogan press on. Oh, the slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race, Calvin Coolidge. So you got to get the education, and when you use the education, like I always say, people say knowledge is power. I beg to differ with them. The use of knowledge is power. That's the powerful part, because, again, you can have a lot of educated derelicts, but if you get the education, you get what? You get knowledge, and then you use it, you implement it. That makes you powerful. That changes lives. That changes your business. That's what it's about. And that's what we're talking about. So thank you for that, Matt.
Yes, thank you. Hey, Max Bondano, the answer is yes, and I accidentally clicked. I did this the other day. I clicked on a button here that said delete comment. I see what you said. If you want to type it back in, Max, that's cool. I didn't kick you off like I did somebody the other day. I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to reply, and I can't get it. But, yes, call me in a little while, Max.
Hold on. Merlin is J.P. Shoop, S-H-O-O-P, as in Paul, not T. J.P. Shoop. S-H-O-O-P, not T, at earthlink.net. And that'll get you the information. Joe will get you the information that you need.
Did anybody answer the question about the second question I asked? I think we talked about how long it takes, 7 to 10 days, but it's all right. We'll get that tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Any closing comments, Joe, before we close out?
I believe
message from
going to work, is just the key activity, and that's it. We need, for people to understand that activity is just the key to the results. That's it. Can't manage the result, only the activity.
Yeah, and then another thing, when you bring somebody in and you jump in there and help them and help educate them, that keeps them excited, and they know that they have help. That helps them along, and they like that. That's what they like to see, because most people bring somebody into something and say, okay, go get it. You're in, you paid your money, I got paid, go get it. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. So keep that in mind. Let's go out today. Make it a great day. Peace and blessings to you. Again, I'm telling you, I'll say it again. Go back through the business presentation. Understand what it says, because probably tomorrow I'll go down the rabbit hole, because it's something very important. And the business presentation addresses everything. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm so excited, and you will be too, because once you get it and the light goes on, it's amazing what's going to happen to you. You'll see that. So peace and blessings to you. Go out and make it a great day. Help somebody change a career. Help them change their circumstances. Help a city, state, country, and most of all, join with us, and let's help change this world. The world needs to have a successful business from home.
I hate to interrupt you. Paulette asked a question. The answer is it's tonight, Paul, at 7. It's every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I saw that she put that in there. And there's also in 10 minutes, it looks like Anson Ashby, the CEO of Tools Rock, is doing a training. So if you're in Tools Rock, you should have gotten a notice. I don't have that notice in front of me, so I can't tell you how to get there, but you should have gotten one. Or, go to toolsrock.com and figure out where that schedule is. But either way, there is one in 10 minutes, and I don't know what he's covering today, but it's there. But tonight, I'm going to send out a notice, Paul, and it's in the email that I sent out today. Down in the special notes, you will see that I brought this up. You'll get an email today.
That it, Joe?
That's it, partner.
Okay. Peace and blessings, everyone. Go out, make it a great day, and we will see you back here. This is Mark Stevens, for our host, Joe Shoup. We will see you back here tomorrow morning to continue the onboarding process on the Breakfast Club. Peace and blessings. Make it a great day, everybody.